Hi, I'm Akash Kashyap. Today we're going to be talking about one of the more unusual forms of intellectual property, the trade secret. Now, a trade secret refers to information that is valuable for a company or business by virtue of its secrecy. And that secrecy is, under certain circumstances, legally protected. So we're going to look at what type of information is protected, what criterion have to be met to constitute a trade secret, and what exactly the protections are that are available to a trade secret. So first, let's take a look at what type of information can be considered a trade secret.
At its core, a trade secret protects information that provides a competitive edge through and by virtue of secrecy. Now, there are a couple of different types of information that will fall under this heading, but this is the key principle to keep in mind when deciding whether your information can be considered a trade secret or not. Now, one type of information that's often considered a trade secret is technical information. This can include information about a manufacturing process, information about specifications and design for a product, formulas and recipes, software codes, and other forms of technical information. Another type is commercial information. This can be distribution methods, supplier lists, client lists, market strategies, and financial information of all types. Essentially, this is information about your business and about how you conduct your business, with whom you conduct your business, and how you plan to take your business forward. A key thing to keep in mind is that trade secrets don't necessarily need to be made of secret components. A combination of information that is in the public sphere, as long as the combination is not in the public sphere, can be a perfectly valid trade secret. If you take 3 different pieces of information that everyone knows about, but put it together in a way that is not known, that is a perfectly valid piece of information for trade secret protection.
Now, not all of the information that we just discussed is going to be eligible for protection as a trade secret. There are some additional criterion that any individual piece of information needs to satisfy in order to gain the level of protection of a trade secret. Let's take a look at what these criterion are.
So what turns a piece of information that can be a trade secret into a trade secret? By and large, there are 3 criterion. First, that the information has value through secrecy. Second, that the information is actually secret. And third, that the holder of the information has made a commitment to secrecy. Now, when you're demonstrating that the information has value through secrecy, you have to show 2 things. One, that that information has commercial value, that it is something essential to your profitability, to your success as a business. And second, that if that information is disclosed, that value will be lost. The information will be much less valuable. Second, you have to demonstrate that it's secret, which is to say you have to show that only a limited group of people have access or knowledge to this information. And third, you have to demonstrate a commitment to secrecy. Simply because something is valuable and a number of countable individuals hold that information, that doesn't mean that it is a trade secret. You also have to show that there is an intention and a commitment to keeping that information secret. That means you have to show that there are reasonable steps taken to ensure secrecy. You need to show that there are confidentiality or non-disclosure agreements at a minimum that are keeping those this information is disclosed to from spreading the information further. You also have to show that you've taken additional steps to protect the information from leaks and unauthorized access.
Now, given that you have a piece of information that is of the type that can be protected by a trade secret and satisfies the criterion of trade secrets, there are some protections that are going to be available to you in order to preserve the secrecy and hence the value of your trade secret. Let's look at what those protections are.
There are three key features of a trade secret that make it different from other forms of intellectual property. First, the protection of a trade secret depends entirely on the secrecy that it's maintained in. What that means is if there's public disclosure of the trade secret, that trade secret can't be protected anymore. This is not true for intellectual property like trademarks, which are always known to the public, or patents or copyrights, which, as long as they aren't disclosed prior to registration, still maintain their protection. But a trade secret loses its protection once it's known to the public. Second, the extent of protection is limited to the means of discovery. Now, what that means is that a trade secret protection will bar industrial or commercial espionage and will give you causes of action for breach of confidence. So if someone acquires the information by getting through the protections that you have put in place to maintain secrecy, the trade secret protection will allow you to stop them, to pursue them. It is essentially a protection against unfair competition. But what that means is that there isn't a defensive use of this. So if someone applies for a patent or a copyright on information that you have protected through a trade secret, you can't restrict them simply on the basis that you have applied a trade secret, that you have that protection. Similarly, if someone discovers this information parallelly, if they independently arrive at the same information, then you can't bar their use of the information. The only thing that the trade secret will protect is other people piercing the veil of secrecy that you put around that information.
So as you can see, a trade secret is quite an unusual form of intellectual property. It's not one that requires or indeed can be registered. It's not one that can be used to defend against the registration of other forms of intellectual property. And it's not really one that exists in the nature of the work itself. It's something that's preserved through secrecy and can just as easily be lost. However, for information that is key to your business's success, a trade secret can be a very useful way of making sure that no leaks occur and that you're able to protect the privacy of your information. As always, please consult an intellectual property attorney in order to gain more information on anything that you have that can be given protection as a trade secret.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment with your thoughts, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to see more content.